on the ladder, but lower paid workers are being forced out of the city. In a moment, we'll hear what the council is doing about it. That's after this report from Faye Southwell.
Marlene and her son TJ have below average incomes. Marlene's retired and TJ lives on disability payments. They used to rent in the private sector but were priced out of the market. They now pay a subsidised rent to a housing association.
The house prices have rocketed. How anybody's affording to get any on the housing ladder as a private house owner, or even with waiting on the waiting list now, it's just horrendous.
Cambridge is a rapidly growing city, but there's a shortage of affordable homes. Rents and property prices are soaring. Across the UK, house prices typically rose 9% in the past year to around £185,000. But in Cambridge, prices have risen 18%, with the average house price now £348,000. And since the credit crunch hit in 2007, prices in Cambridge have surged 32%. That's the highest increase anywhere in the country, including London.
Cambridge is a great place to live. It has a thriving economy centred on the biomedical industries, and it's creating thousands of jobs. AstraZeneca will be moving in, 2,000 people moving in a couple of years' time in 2016. We've got the Medical Research Council here now, Papworth Hospital moving into the city, and that's just part of the success story of Cambridge, really. So, yeah, there's a lot of demand, and there'll be a lot of demand for many years to come.
To combat the problem, around 4,000 flats and houses are being built on 2 sites near Addenbrooke's Hospital. Of those, 40% will be affordable homes. It's the type of accommodation needed by low-paid NHS workers who recently went on strike over pay.
We provide affordable homes on rents for a 2-bed house, for example, of about £560 a month, which is much more affordable than the open market rent, which would be over £1,000.
It'll be some years before all the homes here are completed, but it's hoped these properties and the new development at Northstowe will go some way towards easing the city's housing crisis. Faye Southwell, BBC Look East, Cambridge.
Well, Lewis Herbert is the leader of Cambridge City Council, and some of his own staff are amongst those struggling to live in Cambridge. Earlier tonight, I asked him what the council is doing about that.
Well, the first base is that we've got 40% of the new houses that are being built are affordable, in that people can see the piece of development in an area like Trumpington. You can see the rate of build, and 4 out of 10 of those are affordable, and 3 of them out of 10 are about half of the rent.
Why only 4 out of 10? You have the ability to set the number of affordable homes that developers have to build. Why not make it more than that?
Well, we'd like to, but at 4 out of 10 we had to fight a legal case to retain that. So ourselves in South Cambridgeshire have stuck as that as a minimum, because simply there's only so much that the developers can contribute. They contribute the land, and that's quite a generous contribution. And then we have housing associations, or we're actually starting to build some ourselves of that 40%. So
if it's not profitable for the builders to build, they won't build.
They wouldn't build at all.
And what is affordable? What do we deem to be affordable?
It's about 2/3 or less of the market rent. So we know there's a lot of people, they aren't even paid a living wage in Cambridge, they're paid about the minimum wage. So it's affordable at the level of wages that are paid in the city as well. What
is driving the cost of property up so much?
Well, we are a prosperous city and we need to go forward. So, as the film has shown, AstraZeneca are gradually phasing more people in. During the crash and during the fact that the coalition hasn't helped the housing market, we've been down to 1,000 homes a year in the Cambridge area. That's going to grow to 3,000 homes a year, and those over 1,000 will be at this affordable level. So as we get moving on these developments, we will eat into the housing need for the area.
Cambridge is very attractive for overseas investors, some of whom can buy up to 10 houses at a time, and yet they never set foot in the city. Is it time to limit that?
It's not easy, but we know that over the last few years the actual percentage of people who own homes has fallen, and we've got a lot more investment. So that is an issue, and it is an issue that government may have to look at. That is forcing the price of housing up in Cambridge.
Councillor Lewis Herbert there. Well, we mentioned this issue on our programme 6:30 tonight, and already you've been sharing your stories. Louise Hubble has a few of them. She's in our newsroom now. Louise.
Well, Jean, this is just a flavour. Nicole has been in touch to say, as a teacher, she isn't given London wages, despite living in a city with the same price tag. And she asks, after 12 years here, will she have to leave because she can't afford a family home in the city? And Anna has emailed in, despite being born in Cambridge, she's been unable to live there since she left home 15 years ago. She says both her and her husband are paid above the minimum wage, but can only afford properties in villages 10 miles or so out of town. And finally, Chris has contacted us on Facebook to say the house prices show good economic recovery. Now, we always love to hear from you, so if this is an issue that has affected you, then do please get in touch. Details are on the screen now.
Louise, thanks very much. Almost 700,000 people